Hi, hello, welcome. I'm Aubrey, and this is the Joy Knitting Podcast and my little corner of the internet where there's not enough time for my time consuming hobbies. Today, I have another podcast episode for you, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so it's been a couple of weeks. My last video was my Flock Fiber Festival vlog, which kind of went viral. Holy crap. There's a whole bunch of you here, and I'm maybe a couple subscribers away from hitting 200. So, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. A little bit about me if you aren't new here. I'm Aubrey. I'm 21 years old. I live in the Seattle area of Washington, or northern Seattle area of Washington, and I love knitting. Absolutely love knitting. A little peek of my stash over there. That's just half of it. And I'm currently in nursing school, gonna go into my second quarter in a couple of weeks. And so I won't be posting too much, but I am thinking of doing kind of like how Yeji does from Handmade Co. here on YouTube, where she does like an August wrap. I think I might do like a monthly one. I know it was a bit chaotic for my first quarter, but I am wanting to keep going with this momentum here on YouTube and keep sharing what I've been knitting, spinning, sewing, all the fun stuff. I have two cats, Max and Simba. Black and white one is Max, orange one is Simba. I can pop up a photo of them here. What else about me? Oh, I'm from Florida, Tampa, Florida area. That's what like the slight southern accent is. And I've been knitting for 5 years. I think like strictly 5 years. When I moved up here a couple of years ago, that's when I really got into it, like deep dived into it, and that's all I was doing. I have been crafting like crochet, dabbling in some sewing and knitting for about 5 or 6 years. So, because I know I started with crochet, then dabbled into knitting, but my great grandma taught me how to knit when I was 7. It was like super basic, cast on stitches, knit back and forth. I think I was doing an I cord, and I did like a long ass I cord. Yeah, I absolutely loved going to Flock. I will say editing that Flock vlog took me days. There was so much footage, absolutely so much footage, and yeah, I actually enjoyed it. I don't know if I would do it again because I remember like afterwards, I'm like, what even happened? Like I would have to watch my own vlog to figure out what happened because I was videoing a lot. So I think next year I might just do more of a walkthrough vlog and then haul video afterwards, which I think will be fine. So yes, this is my swatch board. I actually do love making swatches to add to this board. I have a whole nother bag of all my previous swatches, which I want to make like a project bag out of all of them once I have a lot, to get like a pretty large project bag. They're in like one of those bottom corner thingies over there. Um, I love sunflowers. I love yellow, my favorite color. Also, lavender purple is my favorite color as well. Yeah. So, and I've been doing YouTube for about a year and a half. I think this past April was my 1 year anniversary, and I completely skipped it because that's when nursing school started. But anyways, you're here for the yarn topics. Today I'm wearing my Remy camisole. Here I can stand up. It is in Cascade Patagonia, I think, in the like black color. And I got like 2x2 ribbing here. Um, it's very much more of like my home tank top. I don't know why. I'm so hot right now, and I think it's like mid 70s here. Anyways, I don't know why I'm like crazy hot at the moment. So my Remy camisole is because the Patagonia is out of, I think it's like a 50 cotton, 50 bamboo, or this is 100% cotton. I can't really remember how much it is, but I do like it. The only thing I would do is probably cut the straps a little bit, like about 2 inches. That way the bra area sits a little bit higher, because for me right now, this is a little revealing for me. But yeah, I like it. It keeps me warm, or keeps me cool, and I would actually like to make another one in the Patagonia as well. So I used 2 balls of it, and I probably would have wanted to use all of it, but I did cut it short because I kind of was done with it and wanted to get other stuff done. But yeah, I love this. So, finished objects. I do have a couple, and there are a couple in here that I haven't talked about at all. Um, so this is my Lakes pullover. I will put up some photos of it in here because it's just way too hot for me to put this on. This is in Hobby Lobby. I love this wool. They're in the like their natural line. It's discontinued, unfortunately, which very much is there's fuzzies. Is a very big bummer because this was really nice to work with. And then it's also in Woolberry Fiber Co.'s Berry Sari, which is an alpaca and silk blend, and the color White Wave Delight. So it's a more peachy tone and then like slightly variegated, if you can see that in the body. I love it. I modified the ribbings to 2x2. I added some extra like details around the neck, and the cuff is 2x2 with a 2x2 ribbing. Along with this tank top, I used the Brooklyn tweed video on YouTube, and then also on the body here. So I really like this. It is very comfy. Even when I tried it on after blocking, I am very much excited to wear this when it gets very cold here. Honestly, it doesn't get too cold here in the northern Seattle area in Washington, but my boyfriend and I do plan on going skiing this winter or snowboarding this winter up at Lake Stevens, and I'm very excited to wear this because I think this will be very warm, especially when you layer stuff, because it's a 100% wool and a Sari alpaca, so the fluff, my goodness. And we all know Sari the alpaca yarn is way warmer than like a mohair. So yes, I'm very excited for it. And I do love that I made the change to 2x2 ribbing, because the last Lakes pullover I made was my boyfriend's, which I also wore a lot when I made it or finished it. And I also love that. This, I think I made it in the first size. I actually used the correct gauge. I think I was actually a couple stitches off. I think my stitch gauge was 17. It was supposed to be 19. So it's a bit larger than what the intended sizing was, but I was fine. I didn't want it oversized, and I knit the first size for this one. And then I think I knit like the large, I think, because I did that on 4.5mm needles, but that's fine. Yeah, that took me a couple of, I think actually only like 2 weeks to make, because I wanted a stockinette project. It was on chunky needles and a beautiful yarn, so it knit up really fast. Plus the Lake sweaters just knit up super fast because of the saddle shoulders. Oh my goodness, the fuzzies. Yeah, they knit up super fast because of the saddle shoulders, and I love it. I'm normally not a pattern repeater, but the Lakes, as soon as I casted off that other gray one that I made him, I knew I wanted to cast on another one right away, and it was going to be that white one. But I had to hold off because we were like entering summer. But yeah, I wanted a stockinette and said, screw it, might as well. Second, so I finished some socks. These ones we did see last time. The Lakes and these socks we saw in my last podcast. These are a gift for my sister for Christmas. I'm calling them my Mimi socks because that's her name. They're in a 3x1 or no, a 2x1 cabled pattern, and it's just I think a like slip stitch, not a slip stitch. What is this? A left leaning cable with a short row heel, toe wedge. I really like this pattern. I kind of winged it, so it's kind of my own, sorry, getting emails. It's kind of my own pattern, This is also in Woolberry Fiber Co's White Way of Delight in their sock base. So you can see there's a little variegation. And then with the toes, with the wedge, I just kept on doing the cable pattern for it because I think it would look nice to just keep it going. And I'll put up some photos of my finished objects as well and, stockinette. But these, when I was solely working on these, they knit up pretty fast. Plus, the cable repeat is very addictive. It's kind of almost like stripes because it's every few rows. I also did the 2x1 cuff in here and just did it for about 22 rounds. I was starting off with the Cider House socks by Summer Lee, so there was like 69 stitches on this cuff, and then I decreased, but then I just kept with the 66 stitches on this cuff because it's not that big of a deal, and you can see my decrease right there. Yeah, I think she's gonna like them. And I did have a couple of grams left over. I think about 17 grams or almost 20 grams. So I probably could have knit the leg even longer, a couple inches longer, because I don't really want leftovers of the sock yarn, but it'll be fine. I'm using them for, I'm going to use that for as contrast cuff and toe probably for another sock. So that'll be fine. These are her socks. It's going to kind of be a match between me, my mom, and my sister, where we're all going to have the same sock pattern but different colors. So I'm going to be knitting the sock a lot. Next is my dad's socks, which we did not see at all. This is the Woolberry Fiber Co. Their DK and tree crowns. Again, this is the DK Vanilla Sock by Crazy Sock Lady. And he has a big feet, so it is long and wide. I did a 2x2 cuff and a contrast color for this is Cascade Heritage, and they're green, and I did the toe as well. And I really did try to knit these as long as possible. I believe I ended up with maybe 10 grams or so, 17 maybe. I know there's 17 grams somewhere. I did end up with a little bit of leftover, so I did knit like an inch of the toe in the green color here, and I probably could have just kept on knitting with the tree crowns color or added a couple more here. I was debating of Kitchener stitching and adding more, but I was like, whatever, it's fine. I'll probably use it as, because I really want to make some stuffies, because I think, yeah, I would love to make some stuffies for future children. And having like little accessories, I think that would be nice. So I'm gonna save that yarn for it. But yeah, these are my dad's socks. These knit up in 4 days, I think. As soon as I casted off my sister's socks, I casted these on, and then I practically almost finished a sock in a day or in that afternoon. I got, I believe, here in one day. I did kind of hyperfixate on it. This is on the 3.25 millimeter needles, and so that is probably why it knit up so fast. I wouldn't mind knitting another DK weight sock because that was so fast, but yes, that's his socks. And the reason why I'm trying to get all of these out of the way is because these are their Christmas gifts. And again, I'm starting second quarter in a couple of weeks, and we don't finish that until maybe the first week of December. And I don't want to be hyperfixating just on socks or stressing out along with school and clinicals and finals and sim labs and all that stuff to then also be stressing out about making socks. So that's why I started those. And then, so if you caught my flock vlog and you saw the haul video, you know that, hold on, let me get it correct. So I got some pink yarn to make a hat pattern, and I am calling this my Diva Hat. And I want to donate the proceeds to a cancer research foundation, and pink is awareness, or the color for cancer awareness. And so this is my hat. It is in this beautiful cable texture with a 1x1 folded rib. I did make this slightly too long. I did use all of the yarn. The hot pink DK weight yarn I got from Witchfire Fibers in her color Iconic. I did use every single gram of it. I think I only had a little bit left after I did the tubular bind off here, and then I do have about 50 grams, or I do have some left over of the mohair that I used, which is Explorer Knits and Fibers Sari and the color Red Herring. I am thinking because the stitch pattern I have here is just I can't translate it to other sizes. And I want to make it like, even though, yes, it's a charity pattern, I want to make a hat, okay for different size heads. But I don't know, I really like this pattern and I really like this hot pink for some reason. I got into a pink mode with this, especially at Flock. After that, I bought, I think, another thing of hot pink sock yarn that has like some tweed bits in it. So yeah, I really like this. It's like the smallest bit too big on my head, but it's fine. Yeah, I don't know if I should post the pattern as just a one size, not a one size fits all, and then like you change your gauge, which you probably could. Um, but I want it to be a donation pattern, and I don't want, like I actually want it to do well. That way we can donate a lot of money to this cancer research foundation. But I also have another, like with the braids here, that's the main thing of why I it's not able to go to like other sizes. So this fits a 21 to 22 inch circumference head, which I believe is like a 50 to 54. What? A 54 centimeter. I know it's a 22 or 21. Yeah. So this does fit. Here, I can, don't mind the little bun, but it does fit and I do like it. Um, I think, yeah, I just think it's really cute. The ribbon, you got this. Yeah. So let me know what y'all think, because if y'all are okay with it just being one size and then you kind of adjusting the gauge with whatever yarn you use, that would be amazing, because it is, again, charity pattern. I'm not going to take any of the proceeds from it. I'm just going to donate whatever I make in a couple of months from the pattern to the Cancer Research Foundation. Let me know if we do want other sizes. I can make the braids smaller, and I have a chart that I'm testing with that. I just have, I want to get like some other sweaters done before I test that out. But yes, please let me know if you would like the Diva Hat pattern. Let me know in the comments, and and if you're okay with it just being one size for right now. I probably could update it with other sizes, but yeah, I think it might just be one size as of right now. So yes, please let me know in the comments if you'd like the Diva Hat pattern. And that's it for finished objects. So we will jump into whips. Okay, so my first whip is the Bookclub cardigan by Sari Nordlund. And I did just put it on try-on tubing here because I need to, I ran out of yarn for this ball and wanted to, sorry, I'm making a little loopy thingy with the extra yarn. So sorry about that. And normally when I do that, I want to get started on the sleeves. So, and I should try this on because this is my first try on. Okay, so I'm going to show you what it looks like. So I added, last podcast, I told you that I added like 11 extra stitches under here, which Now trying it on, I see that that was a very, very good decision on my part because that was a little tight. Maybe, okay, now we can show you what it looks like flat lay a little bit. I am loving the cables on this though. And then, oh, you can't really tell. So up here on my left side, I kind of mixed up the cables somehow because I did put this down for a hot minute and then came back to it. But yeah. So from afar, you can't really tell that the cables are mixed up, but this yarn is actually making these cables look really nice. This is the Simply Wool Worsted by Knit Picks in the color Wilbur, and I have some brown Holland Hoof buttons that I want to add to this once I'm done. So now I'm going to start the sleeves, and after I finish sleeves on another project, I was wanting this done for school, but I think it'll be fine because I do have another cabled project also on the needles, which I will show you, but that one is like barely started. It does take a while to work on that, like especially a full cable row where all the cables need to be cabled. It takes a hot minute. So I need a break from the body, get the sleeves done, then work on the body, especially with the yarn usage with this pattern. I remember a lot of people saying that they would have to buy like maybe 2 more skeins of yarn, 2 or 3 more skeins of yarn for their size because the yarn amount yardages recommendations on the pattern were just so screwed up. And this project eats yarn, especially with the cables. It just eats yarn up. So yeah, I will do the sleeves, do the body, see how much yarn I have left, and then I do have to remember I should probably leave a good chunk of the yarn for the double knit button band, and because that's a full button band. So we will see how long that cardigan can get to, because I would rather have a shorter cardigan body than have short or like a long cardigan body and sleeve and then short sleeves. So I'm going to do the sleeves once my circular 4mm needle is not being used. But yeah, that is my book club pullover or cardigan. I just wanted to show that I did do a little bit more than last time. Next, well, since it's here, might as well. So I have been in a spinning mood, and do we remember I was spinning up yarn here? It is now all finished. This is the only 2 I have left. I have 1 more that's wound up. This is the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes, Peruvian Highland Wool, and the Roving color Onyx Heather. And I spun it into a 2-ply, which is getting me about a DK weight. And I got about 1,100 yards of fiber, or about, yeah, 1,100 yards of yarn from it. I am making a little spin to knit vlog, so you can see my process there once it's done. And I think it will be done soon because as soon as I was done with that yarn and as soon as some of the hanks were dried, I wound it up, cast it on the Monday sweater by Petite Knit. And I am already kind of halfway done. This is my Monday sweater so far. I am really liking it. Yes, I have my tail in there to tell me where the beginning is. And I do have the sleeves on hold. And I have a cute little orange stitch marker here, pumpkin. And it's kind of giving Halloween vibes because of how dark it is. But I really want to try this on because I haven't tried it on just yet. So give me a moment. Okay, so this is how it looks so far. I really like it. I did do a couple of modifications for the stitch count. I am doing, I believe, the smallest size. And I will say it's a little itchy on my neck at the moment, but it's itchy because I'm hot and warm. So, and I also think that once I get the sleeves on and added weight of the body and all of that, it'll go down. It'll pull down just a little bit. And I wanted something simple for this yarn. I didn't, because handspun, you can never really tell if it's going to be as uniform as you want it to be, like with commercial yarns. And so it is actually looking really nice. You know, there are some bits and bobs where it's a little bit more, like there's a chunk right there that's a bit more thick. But yeah, I did cut down on the stitch count for the collar a little bit, and then also did one less short row in the back that also had some increases. And then I believe I cut out just the body increases when you get done with all like the main increases, and then you're supposed to do just body increases. I cut that out as well. That way, just because I'm a little short on yarn, like probably a whole 200 yards, which would have been like a whole nother hank. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to cut down some stitches, especially because my other Monday sweater, it's a bit big in the body. And so I didn't want that big of a body anymore. So yeah, this is how it's going so far. I did cast on the recommended number of stitches for the underarm, and I love the raglan on this. I'm not that big of a raglan person, but I think the depth is actually perfect for this. And once we're done here, I'm going to put on, or I'm going to start the sleeve with, because this is about 3 hanks of my yarn here. And then I have one wound up already. That's hopefully going to get me through the majority of the sleeve. Another one for the sleeve. And then I only have one more for the body then. And then whatever is left over of the one for, what'd you call it? The other sleeve. So I am playing Yarn Chicken. So it might be a little bit more of a like cropped sweater, especially since I ended only a couple of inches under the arm. So it might be a bit of a crop sweater. I'm hoping that whatever with the sleeve, I have enough to get me through a sleeve and a half on one, and then I can get through the other half with one more hank of this, the other half on the body, and then the other skein on here. That way I can have it at least to my hips. I'm hoping and praying for that. Yeah, we will see how this goes. Okay, my next whip, my hair's all fluffy now. My next whip is my mom's sock for the Christmas, and I'm just going to show it to you real quick. It is in my little Christmas bag that I've made here. I did sew it, and let me bring out the yarn. So this is also Woolberry Fiber Co. Oh, we're tangled in a needle here. Yes, this is also Woolberry Fiber Co. And this is the color Shop Girl in their classic sock. And this is what I have so far. So it's a fairly darker yarn. So you can't really see the cables all too much, but they are looking pretty nice. Just started the cables too. This is on 3.25 millimeter needles, the same stitch count as my sister, so it's about 66, and I have a little Denim and Rain stitch marker here from Flock with the stitch markers as well, or stitch stoppers. And yeah, I'm just going to be knitting on these. The reason why I did my DK weight socks for my dad after my sister's was because I needed a break from those socks. And once I've kind of done some more knitting and all that, I'm okay to start these again. And these I'm okay with taking a while. I'm going to be in lectures for the next couple of weeks, and needing something somewhat simple to work on, I can work on this. And I can also make this longer than my sister's, so I know kind of where to fudge on the yarn, because this is beautiful, but I don't want leftovers because my sock stash, like sock yarn, is already gigantic, and I don't need more sock yarn. Even though I did say that I could use them for leftovers and color work on some other things, or little accessories for future animals, I could probably do that if I have enough left over, but I don't really care much. Second, also in a bag I made, sunflowers are a hint to what this is. And this is my sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. It is, I started it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm also going to make a project vlog for it. But yeah, this is all I have so far. I'm knitting it on 4mm needles, Chow Goos, and my mom got me these cute little stitch stoppers um, on their trip on their like Alaskan cruise in one of the yarn stores in Victoria. And so, yeah, everything is yellow with this. I wanted a yellow sweater. That gauge swatch is right there. But yeah, the cables are beautiful. It does take a little while to figure out what the hell to do in this pattern. I will say I was fairly confused at the beginning. But once you kind of get the first repeat down, the second ones are fairly intuitive. Because you only cable every 10 rows, so it's mostly stockinette or mostly just straight knitting with increases for this. I believe this is called a European shoulder. I am knitting this in 2 yarns held together. It is Knit Picks Palette in the color Semolina, and then Juniper Moon Farms Heritage, which is like an alpaca nylon blend, and they're colored gold, I believe. So I'm holding them together, and it is creating a really nice marl. Because I wanted something to go with this. I like the dark yellow. And this was the closest I could find on the website, really, without it going too orange leaning. But it is making a very nice marled, like I said. Like, it's not in your face that it's marled. I mean, when I hold it away here, you can't really tell where the cables are. But then once you get up close, you can see. And I think that's going to look really nice. I'm always in a yellow phase. But hopefully, once my Monday sweater is done, I'm then going to cast on my Olga sweater which is my two-tone yellow sweater that I talked about in my flock vlog. And yeah, I am really excited to get that going. And I'm also thinking of what if I made it into a jacket? But like also I could just wear it as a sweater, like do the Olga jacket, but wear it as a sweater, if that makes sense, because I don't know if I want to do the full two-tone yellow sweater. I think I might go with a jacket. I don't know. We will see. Anyways, that's it for my whips, and on to acquisitions. I don't have any yarn acquisitions because all of my yarn acquisitions were in Flock. So if you're interested in those, go watch the Flock Fiber Festival vlog. But I did go to Hobby Lobby yesterday, and I did get some fabric, and I do have some plans. So I will show those to you right now. Okay, so I do have a big old fabric stash in the other corner of my craft room here, but I do love fall, and I wanted to go to Hobby Lobby, one, to get some like creative juices flowing, because when I'm around the fabric and their yarn, I do get a big old creative juices flowing and stuff. So the first thing I do love going to their little scrap area and getting the scrap yarns. And so first I got this fall homespun cotton in this orange fabric. I'm planning to make a project bag out of it. And also this pumpkin one. This is just their regular cotton. And then also this green sage stripes one. And I'm thinking of doing these two together. Yeah, we will see what that becomes. And then I did get a bunch of their fat quarters. I got some sunflowers. And then I got 2 of these gingham orange ones, which I'm thinking of either with this or with them together to make a quilty one, like my Christmas one. There's that. Ooh, I didn't even realize I could do these 2 together to also make a quilty one. And then I did get some Christmas ones, like mistletoe, that I'll make a Christmas bag out of as well. And yep, there's that. And then I also so they had their 1 yard pre-cut flannel. This is the blue one. I'm thinking of also making a project bag out of this, and like some burp cloths for a baby, because I got like that towel one, the towel fabric as well. And I don't know, I think some like homemade burp cloths and bibs maybe will be good. So yeah, there's that. And then I also got the duck one literally just to make the burp cloths or bibs because a bunch of my friends have gotten married or are going to get married, and then most likely we'll be having kids soon. And in the next 2 years, I'm going to be in nursing school and won't have too much time to make stuff. But burp cloths are going to be super easy, I believe. And then the ducks are just, I mean, they're gender neutral, so it's not going to be too of like, oh, if they have a girl, like I can't use the blue stripes. I probably could, but I can't use that. Or I have this like rose flower one that I want to make a burp cloth out of as well. But yeah, got the ducks. I'm actually really excited. I think I might start with the ducks to see how that goes. And then this big old honking thing of fabric. I got 4.5 yards of this. This is some plaid fabric, and I'm going to make a blanket out of it. So 4.5 yards, I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to sew the wrong sides together because as she was talking about it, she was like, I was like, oh, do you think this fabric is good for one of the hand-tied blankets? And she was like, it's gonna fray if you do that. Like, you should sew it. And I'm like, you're so right. I'm gonna sew it. Wrong sides together, sew that inside out, and then flip it inside out, and then sew the corners as well. I'm wondering if I want to add some batting to this at all, and see how that goes to make it like a thicker blanket. But I also don't know how much this is going to be, or like how big of a blanket this is going to be. Um, it might be like somewhat short and long, which might be fine, or I cut it and then add to it. Yeah, we will see how this goes. But I do want to work on this soon. So hopefully I can make it probably this weekend because I got today and tomorrow off, and then I'm at work for another couple of days, and we'll probably be picking up a lot because I literally only have a couple, I think like 3 weeks until school. So I'm gonna be wanting to work on this. And then I know I kind of am in a sewing mood, but also knitting mood. So yeah, we will see what happens. If I do work on this and make it into a blanket, which I really do want to make it into a blanket, oh, I will let y'all know. Sorry, it's very fuzzy. Like, it's gonna be a very soft and warm blanket. That you might just want to keep in your car for like one of those beach days that you have randomly. But yeah, we will see. That's everything I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking around. Yeah, I had so much fun chatting with you guys. If you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. Keep on with the fam here. And sorry, that was cringe. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.